Hello and welcome to the Dentaa Show. I have with me somebody that they call OKYEAME Kwame, the rap doctor, but now is a humanitarian. He's a brand ambassador for Ghana, and I want to find out why his mother had a dream of him being a physician, but he turned into a musician, but now he's a humanitarian. I'm rapping, right?
Yes. You have skills.
I have skills. OKYEAME, welcome to the Dentaa Show.
Thank you. You look smashing. You should stay away from glasses.
Oh, OKYEAME, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
But you know, like I said, you are a rapper.
Yes.
That's how you started off. You started off in a group, actually.
Yes.
And in 2004, you had your own album,
Yes.
Washaba.
Yes.
Promised Child.
Yes.
Okay. But I want to start from the beginning, like I said. So let's start from the group. What happened to the group breaking up?
So we're a group. So Kofi and I met in 1992, and then we became friends. And then in '97, we found a record deal from a gentleman in London called Andrew. So we did 3 albums that made waves. If I'm not afraid, I would say that we created the sound of hip life that brought in the old skeptics to come and like young people rapping.
Yeah.
So we did a song called Masana that sold over 300,000 records.
Yeah.
And then with that, we established ourselves as a duo. And so in 2000, we both went to live in America. I wanted to pursue education. And then after 2 years, I saw it wasn't working. So I came back to Ghana.
What did you go and study in America? What would you...
So my plan was to go to the university and study something, get a first degree, because I had promised my dad that no matter what happens, I was at least going to get a first degree. And it didn't work because it was issues of immigration, work, international student loan, all that didn't work. So I hustled like...
So you had a perception that outside is greener. You could have a better education there.
Yes.
And you could get something and come back.
Exactly.
But it didn't work out like that.
At all. It didn't work out.
It was a struggle.
It was a struggle. And I have so many scars to show for it. So I did everything. I washed dishes, washed cars, worked on the railways. I did everything.
Wow.
And then after 2.5 years, I was going crazy. When I came, my afro was this big, not because I didn't like a haircut. I couldn't afford it. So I came back to Ghana. And when I came back to Ghana, OKYEAME Kofi and I had grown from boys to men. And we had 2 separate ideologies on how to move forward. So we couldn't work together as a group anymore. And then I went solo. Now, I went solo in 2004. Yeah. And I remember that I did it with my brothers who were also emerging as budding musicians. And then within that time, in 2008, when I had my prominence again as an artist, I had featured on 219 songs.
What?
Yes. So I spread myself on a lot of other artists' wings because I had lived outside the country for 3 years, and most people had forgotten who OKYEAME Kwame was. So I had to build again from the start. But when I went to live in America, upon coming back, I saw Ghana in a way that I had never seen before. I saw Ghana as the way we see Africa on postcards. The dirt on the floor that disgusted me. I now saw it as art.
Wow.
I saw the houses the architecture to be Ghanaian. I saw the smiles of the people, the laughing, the snapping of fingers.
Wow.
I saw the communal nature of my people as something that should be written about, sung about, told about,
talked
about, and then my perception changed.
Okay.
So that one thing that slowed me down as an artist going to live in America for 3 years also was the same thing that opened my eyes to see how beautiful Africa was.
Wow. That's a different perception, right?
Yes.
Because a lot of people think the other way around.
Really?
That Africa needs to be more developed. We need probably more tall buildings. It needs to look like Dubai. It needs to look like this. But obviously you had a different eye.
No. It doesn't need to look like anything. It must be clean.
Okay.
Amenities must be available, but the spirit of the people must be captured in the architecture. It must be captured in the day-to-day run. It must be captured in the recurring patterns. It must be captured in the paintings, the way we drive, the way we smile, the way we can even fall in love even though we are hungry.
Yeah.
There's that spirit is the spirit of Africa. And that is something that has eluded us, or we have intentionally purged off our system, our relationship with our ancestors, the way we build our roundhouses. And that is why we don't develop, because we do not have a base to build upon. We are trying to build it as though we want it to be Eurocentric, or we want it to look like
the
Asia.
Western
Exactly.
world.
So upon coming back, I saw Ghana differently, and I decided that as an artist, what am I going to do to change the narrative? And that's the path I've been on since now.
Fantastic. Do you think as Ghanaians we are patriotic? Do you think we patronize Ghana goods and made in Ghana products and even loving Ghana?
Not much, not as much. I remember that when Azuma Nelson used to fight, and then he kept all of us awake at night, knocking out white people. I remember when Abedi Pele played. I remember when Asante was in state. I remember those times are times that we reconnect with ourselves and feel Ghanaian. But when something that magnanimous is not happening, we are just a group of individuals trying to survive. And that is why I can confidently say that we are not as patriotic as I want us to be. Because when you drive through Ghana right now, we are not going to see the Ghana flags hoisting in front of hotels and institutions and houses. You are not going to see it as like that. You are not going to see Ghana people sharing that Ghanaian love. It's difficult to see it. But I think that it's much, much, much better now than it used to be 15 years ago. So it's a step in the right direction.
So do you think Ghanaians, for instance, going to music, do you think Ghanaians are actually buying Ghanaian music?
I think so. We've always enjoyed Ghanaian music. And
are we physically buying to support the cause? Do you think that before, when you were as a group, you sold more than
now? Yeah, but it's not because the people do not support. It's because of the file sharing activities happening. People think that music should be given out for free. And even some musicians, including myself, believe that music should become a conduit for business. It shouldn't be that main thing which is giving you money. Because even in the West, where people support, CD sales are reducing drastically. You have to find the Jay-Z found a way to put his music on Samsung phone to be able to sell 2 million copies. So that to me is the way that we are supposed to go. We need to also find a way to evolve with the digital evolution and be a part of it, not still wait for people to buy CDs. Not because people don't even have CD players anymore. Ghana is the number one emerging economy in the whole Africa, and we have more middle class than almost every other African country. People are beginning to get the means to buy things, and people are getting the means to own credit cards. I think that the music must be migrated onto where people are paying attention now. So yes, CD sales have gone down drastically, but events have come up. I have been a brand icon apart from Ghana. Been a brand icon for MTN for 6 years. Been a brand icon for Coca-Cola. Been a brand icon for the World Bank with climate change. I've been a brand icon for GT Bank. I've been and 10 years before that, no artist in Ghana would get a brand icon deal. Now almost every artist that's is getting brand icon deals, and even the amount of money that they will pay you, it will take you 2 years of selling records. Exactly. So the dynamics have changed. Social media is now here. I remember when we started, we had only GTV, one television station. So if they found your music to be repugnant as a young rap, noisy music, then you are not getting airplay. But now you can have your own 1 million people on Instagram where you share your music with. So it's the dynamics that are changing. It's not that the people are developing lower love for the music.
Okay, so I'll just go back again. When you told your mum that actually you're going to be a rapper, what was the reaction?
I remember that I couldn't tell my mom, I couldn't tell my parents that I was going to be a rapper. I was so scared, So I went out between 14 and 15. I would run every night and then go to City Hotel, now Golden Tulip in Kumasi to go and rap. It went on for a year. Every day my dad beats me because I'll come back home at 4 in the morning, and then my dad will be waiting. It started from, he'll be waiting with a cane, and then he'll be waiting with gloves, and then now he'll be waiting with a stick.
Oh my goodness.
So we fought every day for a whole year. Wow. And then Lavinsi, who is a presenter in Kumasi, had gone to tell my dad that I wasn't doing anything bad. I was an amazing poet. So one day after the performance, someone held my hand, and it was my father. It was like 2 a.m. in the morning. And then he said, "You didn't tell me this is what you're doing. What you're doing is amazing." Oh. So when we came home, he brought his own poems that he had written during his university years, and that he had written 6 books to put himself through the university.
Wow.
And each of the books had so many poems. So he told me that this is talent that you have picked from me. You don't need to lie to me. And then I remember that when I started rap, we were the second rap group from the whole of Ghana. My mother's aunties and uncles would call from Accra and call from the village saying that you are letting your son be a musician, he's going to be high. Then my father would say yes, but they meant high as in he's going to smoke weed. Yeah. But my dad would understand in the pan, said if he gets high, it's amazing for all of us. So even when I wasn't available, my father would let my younger brothers, Kunta and Stone, go to the competitions to encourage them to write music. He would teach them oxymoron, this one, that one. And that is the reason why my brothers also became amazing songwriters, Flowking Stone and Kunta.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so I think it's something that's in my family. When I was lying about it, they didn't like it.
Why did you lie? Why did you have fear to speak to your parents about the truth? Why were you scared?
Thinking in retrospect, I think that it's because in Ghana, I'm an Ashanti. The Akan word for art is agro. Which pans to be playing or joking, so for the Ghanaian, if you decide to become an artist, then you have subscribed on the path of becoming a joke. And then apart from that, we also had things like most of the artists would die poor. When they are not able to go on stage anymore, they will not have security, insurance, things like that. And apart from that, most of the artists used to also abuse drugs, and they would not go to school, and they didn't speak, they didn't have decorum. So if you decided to become an artist, it's as though you had said that you're going to be the black sheep, the white sheep in the family. The white sheep in the, all the sheep
are black.
You're going to be the white sheep in the family, and you know that if you decide to become an artist, you know that you have subscribed to fail in the future. So I was afraid. I knew the cultural dynamics of where I was going. And then apart from that, I also knew that people did not have the same amount of respect they had for artists at that time, like we have now. And it also, and the entry point was difficult. A million people want to hate. We can only have one Daluba, one Kwagentry, one Amachidede. So I knew all these things, and I knew that my parents, my father was a chartered accountant, my mom was a teacher. They had high academic hopes for me. They were planning that I'll become something else. So all that and the amount of pep talks that he had given me. So deciding to become a rapper, I knew it wasn't going to work. Yes.
So knowing that, and now that you're married, you have 2 children, how are you encouraging your children to be able to speak to their dad about how they feel, about what they want to be? How are you encouraging that? Because I see that your kids are very intelligent, very intelligent, and very outspoken. Is it because of what you went through that you have now instilled in your children? Yes.
Because when I was growing up, my mom used to call me akokono bete or reabe. Meaning the maggot is very soft, but it can chew the hardest wood.
Wow.
Yeah, because I was extremely soft and scared and dumb. So I wasn't given
naive, not dumb.
I would say dumb, because I think that I was also dyslexic.
I'm dyslexic as well.
That's why you are smart.
We're the smartest.
So, and in Ghana at that time,
they didn't understand it.
So that's the way they saw it. So I didn't get the opportunity to express myself like how I wanted to. So growing up, I knew that if I had my children, I was going to use tactics like kneel down, raise your hands, go into the corner, no more cartoons for a week. Those type of tactics to punish my kids instead of hitting them like I used to be hit. You know, even though I knew he hit me with love, but I wanted a new strategy. Yes, a new way. So, and then I also know that times are changing. Now to be able, a young man 20 years old who's completed a first degree must be able to speak French, Mandarin, Chinese, and 2 of his native languages. You know, times are changing. People should know facts, figures, because information is available. So I think that giving my children the opportunity to express themselves makes them better. Sometimes it's also very difficult because that's not what our society says. Our society says abofra bomwa or which means the child can pick a snail, not a tortoise. You know, so you have to, it's about gauging the levels of expression that the child can have so that he doesn't grow up to be too known. You know, so those are the dynamics that I'm dealing with. But apart from that, I think it's amazing.
It is amazing. And we're going to go to a commercial break. We're going to be back. We're going to talk more about his family, because him and his wife are like 2 partners, business partners, and they're just making waves everywhere. We'll be back after the short commercial break. Guba Card welcomes you to the land of gold, Ghana. The Guba Card is a unique loyalty card which gives you the opportunity to enjoy discounts of up to 40% on goods and services. You enjoy discounts of the best of hotels, amazing restaurants, beauty lounges, spas, health centers, fashion houses, and shopping centers in Ghana. The Guba Card can also be used as a prepaid Visa card with Access Bank, our partners, offering you conveniences on all payment platforms. Applications is safe, secure, and valuable. Call us or WhatsApp us on 0245 156 705. Visit www.gubadiaspora.com. Guba Card, the best discount card in Ghana.
Imperial Homes Ghana and Great Britain has carved a niche for itself within the real estate industry as the premier provider of luxury homes in Ghana and England, with a mission to provide safe, good value, modern housing and personalized estate management services to its clients and customers. All our homes meet the Lifetime Home Standard, as well as the highest standards of engineering excellence, safety, environmental sustainability, and cost efficiency. Imperial Homes, a signature of luxury.
No fee on mobile money transfers to Ghana. And guess what? When you use the code DENTA, you get £5 bonus. Use it now. Tap, tap, and send. Welcome back from that short commercial break. I'm still joined by the rap doctor, humanitarian, you know, a businessman, a brand ambassador, and he's still here with me sharing his story on the Dentaa Show Africa. OKYEAME, being an artist, obviously it must have been very difficult for you to find the one, okay? Because I'm sure the limelight, you get a lot of women all over you. How were you able to pick the right one?
First time I met my wife, she was working at a law firm, and then she had gone to a radio station that shared a wall with a law firm that she worked at. So I saw her downstairs, and then she wore this beautiful black dress from her neck to her toes.
Still remember.
Same way as you are covered.
Wow.
And you know that in our language, the key word or the Akan word for a young lady is aketesia, which means a person that has covered herself, you know, covered herself and hidden herself. So when I saw her, her body language was that I have covered and hidden myself.
Wow.
And that gave me that feeling to want to find out more.
Okay.
You know, so I became her friend.
Okay.
And then she said, oh, if you want, you are a male, before you can be my friend, you have to go and tell my dad.
Wow.
Because you can't come to my house and my dad do not know you. So the same day I met her, I drove her to her house and I told her that I wanted to be her friend. And then she said, oh, with my hair like that, remember I told you when I returned my hair was nasty.
Yeah.
You know, with my hair like that, I have to go and cut my locks off. So I went to...
You did it?
I cut it down after 2 months.
Okay.
Because I remember that I'll come to the house, she said, no, you can't, if you can't come up there, you can't come here.
Wow.
I said, then visit me. She said, no, I can't visit you without my father's permission.
Wow.
You know, so I cut off my hair.
Wow.
And then I started going to the house. And then beyond her beauty and decency, I saw she was strong, you know, and she was very protective and very family oriented and extremely smart. So
very smart.
Yes, extremely smart. So she has studied law, and when I met her, she was studying her master's in business administration with branding option. You know, so, and I had just completed, remember I had just completed high school, and she would now, before we get married, during our courtship, tell me about scholarship projects in London, this one here, this one here, and then she urged me to get a first degree.
Yeah, to do your marketing.
Exactly. So I got a first degree in Account.
Yeah.
And then after that, she urged me to get a second degree. Wow. And she will support me. Now she's pushing me to get a PhD.
Really?
Yes, she's pushing to get a PhD. And every time I have something good going on, she gets so excited, she gets fired up. And so I think that I was just fortunate. You know, sometimes when a good woman chooses you, you think you're an amazing guy.
Yeah.
You're just fortunate. Just God that gave me a strong hand. Yeah. Because remember that I've told you that I'm really soft.
Yeah.
And so I needed someone that was really strong to balance so we can find a good equation. So it's just a combination of all that. But before I met her, I used to do my thing. I had girlfriends all around, like how most of us do. But when I met her and I saw how dedicated she was to the relationship, I decided to stop all that and be focused, because I wasn't going to lose this one too. I just messed with so many good girls. You know, so, but this one, I'm stopping. And I think that she gives me as much as she does of her time and the sacrifice and her enthusiasm, because she sees that I pamper her, I put her out there, and you know, she's my one and only.
Yeah, you know? I guess even when you look around, you're the kind of one of the celebrities, the Ghanaian celebrities, that really puts out the marriage out there.
Exactly.
The two bond, the way you guys are. You don't actually see that in a lot of relationships.
Yes.
Is there a reason behind that? Or is it just because you want to show that actually she's special and
the reason is that I believe that at 40, I'm finding a new purpose. My purpose is not to make money anymore. My purpose is to spread love. So I spread love in my music. I spread national love. I spread self-love. I spread romantic love, parental love. I'm just spreading love. That's what I'm about now. And I believe that for the same reason why we do weddings and we stand in front of the whole congregation or the whole community and share our vows. If you are doing it every day, it puts you on your toes. So the way I constantly put my family and my wife on Instagram, if I had a girlfriend somewhere, that girl will one day come and write, oh, leave me alone. You were with me last night. What are you doing? You are fake. You are this. And her friends and her friends' friends and friends' family. You know, so I think it's something that puts me on my toes. You know, it also increases the stakes. That the more I put her out there, the greater the responsibility that comes from me to behave. You know, so it's to make her feel special and also to give myself pressure so that I don't fool. You know, but the idea is also to inspire young people. I remember before I got married, I was so afraid of marriage. I was so afraid to share my space. I was so afraid that I'm going to be with this lady who eventually become as powerful as I am and now compete with me over ideas, you know, and not be submissive. Because my wife is really hard. She's just like you, you know. So she's not a walkover. That is my inspiration for young people.
So how would you? Because it's tough for you guys. The limelight.
I tell you.
And obviously, there's a lot of women out there that's probably even more beautiful than we are, than your wife or whatever. And you come across them all the time. What are some of the advice that you give to young people that have 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 to actually zoom in to have that one? So
there's an Akan adage that says when Ojon Sogu Fakwane Chero, you know, so when you urinate at a spot, that's when you get it to bubble. You know, so and I think that it hones down the concept of being focused. When you put your energy, I'm a strategist, and I've come to see that in strategy you don't have a plan B. You have a plan A. You execute it. When you get it wrong, you get your learnings and execute it again better. You know, so it is not important to have this one, I have that one, I have that one, I have that one. It's about growth. It's about psychological preparation that I've gone to tell this woman, you are my only girl. And I must be able to stand by my word, even though it's extremely difficult. So let me tell you a story. So I was at your show in London.
Yeah.
And then after the awards, I met this beautiful, cute lady outside. And then she said, "Ocham, you look amazing. Can I take you home tonight?"
Hey.
And I was shivering because, I would have loved to hit that. But
You couldn't.
But I couldn't. Though my wife would have never had the eyes to see what I was doing in London.
Of course.
I told her, you know what?
But isn't it your conscience? Wouldn't your conscience even play, if you were to do that? It's your conscience that would kill you, right?
If I did it, then I had done it. But I would not do it for my conscience to even mess with me.
Yeah.
I will not even do. So I told her that, you know what? If I can go home with you, I have to ask my wife first. That a random, extremely stunning lady wants to take me home at 1 in the morning. I don't know where she wants to go and feed me tea. Would you allow? So we had a nice laugh, and she said, then I want to become your sister.
Okay.
So I've gone through this process over and over and over and over again. But I think that is just, these are some of the things that you cannot take credit for by the grace of God.
Yeah. Definitely by the grace of God.
By the grace. But I'm also very brand conscious. I know that I am developing myself as that guy that's spreading love.
Yeah.
So what type of a guy who spreads love cannot keep the love in his home?
Yeah.
And
beautiful.
So if I am sleeping with random girls and they are writing on Facebook and they are calling me and they are calling my wife and they are calling radio stations, then how dare me to say that I'm spreading love? Yes.
That's true. You're so inspiring, honestly. I want to find out, what was the most trying time for you in your life? Is there a point where, because obviously we go through, it's not all daisy, you know, it's not all perfect in our lives, as celebrities. We post things out there, but sometimes we are going through a lot.
Yes.
And it's good to share those experiences, because obviously people that are coming up, they're going through the same type of things. And sometimes they think that we are inhuman, but we are human. So a trying time for you.
Trying time. So in 2003, I came back to Ghana from the US to come back after staying away for 3 years. Come back and live with my mom in my mom's rented apartment. I didn't have a car. I had come back with $1,000 and a plan. So after taking my cameras and studio equipment from Apco, I was left with 300 Ghana cedis. Then I bought a Samsung phone and took a bus to Kumasi. I was left with 200 Ghana cedis. I have, here am I, my dad is dead. My mom is almost in pension. 2 of my younger brothers, Kunta and Stone. Kunta was like 16 years old. My senior brother has come to support my career so I can become a musician. Stone was now going to the university. My younger sister was in the university. And I am the icon in the family that's become popular, gone to live in America and come back. And I came back with nothing. So $1,000 at that time was equivalent to one cedi. Yeah, so it was like 1,000 cedis.
Okay.
And 1,000 cedis will buy, say, 3 Gucci shoes. And that's the amount of money that I come back with. So I used to catch the trotro. And I remember that I would stand at Fado where my mom lived and then take a bus to town. And a few people that could still recognize me because I had this big afro would say, is that not Ocham Kwame? And then small, I started building again. And I think that was one of the major reasons why I broke up as Achame. Because Ocham Kofi at that time was working at a radio station. So I said, my brother, I am broke. I'm living with my mom in an apartment that we are going to be evicted very soon. Let's go and do shows. He said, I won't do it. Because he worked at Fox FM. And he was getting paid at the end of the month. I wasn't. So a show will come, let's go and do the show. He said the money is too small, I won't accept it. So I started accepting the shows and doing it myself. So that is what actually created the breakup. Around that time, I think it went on for about 5 years. I didn't even have a car. So I bought this rickety BMW. That worried me so much I used to call it the Antichrist. And 2 years after that, or a year after that, I was going to the university, started my my first degree at Tech. And the Friday that I got admission, that school had to open. I was in this rickety BMW and it got an accident in Accra, totaled. I couldn't. So I came
demolished,
back.
My goodness.
Yes, I came back to Kumasi on a bus. And for a year that I was going to Tech as OKYEAME Kwame, I did not have a car.
Wow.
I used to take the shuttle. So a lot of things happened during that time. I remember that I'd gone to an Nkrumah concert at the beach. And when I went on stage, I started rapping and nobody knew me. People started saying, boo, boo, you know. And I had to go back to the table and rebuild from the scratch. The ups, downs, I like it. I like ups, downs now. At that time, I didn't understand. Why is this thing happening to me? Why am I so broke? Why am I not? But most of those things were my mistakes. And also because of where I was coming from.
But do you think like now the younger generation, they want to make quick money? They don't want to go through that struggle that you went through?
Yes.
People don't want that. People want big houses now. They want big cars. How do you see the young generation now to what you were going through?
I think it's a Western concept of get rich quick or die trying. You know, it's also a concept of social liberalism where people can get what they want, whether they got it from the right sources or not. But there are also a few people who really want to go through the mill and go through the process and become what they are destined to become. But with so much pressure of fast cars on TV and social media swag and how important it is for an African child to now wear Gucci. It is almost inevitable that cybercrime and, you know, and international crimes are going on more around this time. But the world's always been evil. Only that now because of social media, we get to see it more. And because of social media, people have become a little more mundane. You know, but for me, what is important is the end. Everything from the beginning and in between is just target practice for the end.
You know, it's true. I want to touch on your humanitarian stuff. Obviously, you have been doing hepatitis B campaign for the last 10 years.
Yes.
You've been actively doing that. Why did you do hepatitis? Did you have experience in it? Did you come in contact with somebody that had it? Why hepatitis B?
So in 2009, my hustle was over. I had become Artist of the Year. My life was good. And then I started falling sick over and over again. So my doctor, Dr. Kwame Boamah, referred me to a lab for me to have my lab test done. And then after the test, I saw that the hepatitis test alone was $40. I didn't test positive. I tested negative, but the test was too expensive. So I spoke to him, I said, and then after hearing the statistics that 1 out of every 6 people in the world are exposed to the virus, and when you have it, it causes liver cirrhosis, causes cancer, it's expensive to treat, all that. I decided that I was going to use my newfound power, which is my star power, to now go beyond exciting people with music and do something that meant something. So we established the OKYEAME Kwame Foundation, and then we started free hepatitis screening and advocacy. And through that, we saw that the screening and advocacy wasn't enough because the 85% of people that always test negative go back into the risk zone. So we decided to now buy vaccines and give them instant vaccination. Immediately you test negative. And then we saw that that wasn't enough. So we also went into a collaboration with the Ghana Health Services, and then we developed the first hepatitis policy document in the country. And then we saw that was still not enough. So we started linking up with the World Hepatitis Alliance, started linking up with the Black Nurses Association in America. We started linking up with a lot more agencies, the Hepatitis Foundation, Save a Liver, you know, Ministry. We started building a much stronger force so that on the 28th of July, which is the World Hepatitis Day, the whole Ghana can hear about hepatitis. So that is the journey. And then along the journey, we saw that the biggest thing is now perception. People think immediately you are tested positive, you are going to die. It means you've lived a promiscuous life and all that. You know, so how do we fight that? So we use my social media platforms to push something that we call hepatitis facts throughout the year. And we give out the facts constantly. We get people to pledge, we get people to, you know, take part. We go to the universities, and then we get young people to become interested in knowing about hepatitis. We started fighting hepatitis 10 years ago. Still, prevalence rate is 15%. So what we are doing now is to embark on a free city-to-city screening and vaccination. That is costing us an arm and a leg.
I can imagine.
But we hope to start it in the next 2 months from a year. Where we come to your house, we test you are negative, we give us, if you are positive, we send you to the hospital so that the ministry can now wake up and do something about it.
And notwithstanding that, you're still a musician.
Yeah, it's a first. That's where my first love. That's the only time I cheat, when I must write music.
You're still a musician. You've got a fantastic album which is out, which is about Made in Ghana.
Yes.
As a brand ambassador for Ghana as well. Why Made in Ghana?
Made in Ghana because I am made in Ghana. In fact, everything that I'm wearing, from my watch to my t-shirt, this one, everything, my shoes is Horseman, everything that I wear is made in Ghana, almost every time. And it is because I see that if I don't support Made in Ghana, I'm also a producer. I produce audio content. If I don't support Made in Ghana, nobody will support mine. And also, when you wear an attire, when you wear designer clothes made by your brother, you feel a certain sense of, Ghanaianness, pride. So the way I feel good about Ghana, I think it's time for me to share it with my fans, share with the people that love me, and also share it with the whole nation. So I've gone into partnership with the Ghana Tourist Authority, the Ministry of Culture, and the Ministry of Trade, and we are embarking on a Made in Ghana moment. So we when you buy the CD, you don't only get the music. It comes with a Ghana chocolate. It comes with a flag that is attachable to your windscreen. It comes with a Nkati cake. It also comes with a Kinte strip. And we want to sell that Ghanaian experience and rebuild that pride to the point that when a politician sits in front of an European and they are having a discussion, he's not interested in his son going to Oxford, therefore exchanging the whole nation for his children to go to Harvard, because he has pride in his people. And we want to use the music to build that. Yes.
Fantastic.
At least, I know we will not finish everything, but we can start something. We can start something.
Definitely. In one word, how would you describe a 21st century woman?
Strong. One word.
Okay. Words.
In words. 21st century woman. Strong. Affable. Sexy. Troublesome.
Oh, Ochame, thank you so much for joining me on the show. It's been a pleasure. For me, you are one of the Ghanaian artists who really has passion for the motherland.
Thank you.
And we really are going to be supporting you and pushing everything that you do.
Thank you.
You've had comments from Barack Obama, for goodness sake.
Yes.
You're somebody that is spreading Ghana to the next level, and we thank you for that.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming on the show. And I didn't know, viewers, one secret about Ochame Kwame. He doesn't cream himself, but look at his skin. It's dark, it's beautiful. Can you imagine? I learned something today. That's a secret between us. But thank you very much. I'll see you guys same time next week. God bless.
Thank you.